Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Navy Lark with our 3 stars, Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray and Jon Pertwee. Life does not, on the whole, deal kindly with the crew of HMS Troutbridge, or with those set in authority over them. A desperate concentration must be devoted at all times to the art of avoiding a catastrophic court-martial, and for this one must be fighting fit. But today an ill wind has blown Captain Povey absolutely no good at all. He's caught a stinker of a cold.
Captain Povey speaking. Yeah!
Bless you, sir.
Deck's red, Chasen.
Not at all. I mean, not at all, sir. The Admiral is here to see you, sir.
Oh, good grief.
Shall I ask him to come in?
Oh, of course, ask him to come in at once.
Aye, aye, sir.
That's all I needed. First a flaming cold and now this. Good morning, sir. Yeah!
Suffering codswallop, there you go. Another 50 million germs. Now, don't mind me, I'm only the Admiral.
No, my apologies, sir, but he caught me by... Yeah!
Povey! Stop doing that, that's an order.
Aye, sir, I just couldn't help... Yeah!
Captain Povey, that was deliberate insubordination. Go home at once.
Pardon? Do you mean I'm under open arrest? Confined to my quarters? You can't do this to me, sir. It's not decent, sir. Anyone can catch a cold in the head. I've always been a loyal and faithful officer. I did my share of foreign service. Northern Ireland, 1957 to 1958. Wounded in 1960. I fell down the jetty steps of Portland and broke my ankle. Never a reprimand in all my...
leave off, Captain. I only meant you're not fit for duty. Now go home and sneeze all over your wife.
What?
Do I have to chalk it on a wall? Povey, go home.
But I can't, sir. What about my work?
Oh, do stop waffling, Captain. Somebody else will have to do it. I'll get my flag lieutenant to see who's available.
But, sir, I barely bust protested. Yeah!
Oh, shut up and go home. That'll be the chief, sir.
Right. Come in. Good morning, sir. And what a top drawer. First class. Really splendid old morning it is, sir.
Yes. Pertwee?
Sun's shining, sir. Grass is growing. The birds are twittering.
Pertwee. Sir, Mr. Phillips and I would be most grateful if you'd stop trotting about like the cat who got the cream, just because Captain Povey is ill.
Yes, it's like living with an income tax inspector after you've lost your last appeal.
I beg your pardon, sir?
Don't bother, Mr. Phillips. No one's ever explained what income tax means to Pertwee in case he puts in a takeover bid.
Cool. If that happens, you and I will be meeting the next budget on our own, sir.
Yeah, quite. Now, Chief, before you get too carried away with your mood of wild rejoicing and festive revelry, perhaps I ought to point out that whilst Captain Povey is off sick, another officer will replace him.
Oh, I realise that, sir. But whoever the officer is that replaces him, he can't be such a big-headed great Pertwee as old Thunderguts, can he, sir?
It's interesting, though. I wonder who will replace old Thunderguts during the sneezy season.
Oh, it'll be the next senior officer who happens to be available. The Admiral will look down the lists and then send his flag lieutenant off to tell some poor clot that he's been lumbered.
Excuse me, sir. Admiral's flag lieutenant to see you, sir.
Oh, show him... What? Goldstein, wait, tell him I'm on leave.
This way, sir. Lieutenant Murray's in here, sir.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Offley. Do carry on. Lieutenant Murray, sir?
Yes. You're flag lieutenant to the Admiral Superintendent of the Dockyard, I believe.
Yes, sir. My name's Lieutenant Claude Dingle.
Oh, well, never mind.
Admiral's compliments, sir, and owing to the indisposition of Captain Povey, would you take over the captain's office forthwith, sir?
Me?
Yes, sir. All other eligible officers above you are either on urgent duties, on leave, or sick, sir. We double-checked. Twice.
Yeah, I can imagine. Lummy, if this doesn't put old Thunderguts back on his feet again, nothing will.
If you could get across to his office at once, sir.
Oh, you are sure about this? It's not somebody's idea of a bit of a giggle.
Admiral's instruction, sir. And as one who knows, he's never had an idea for a bit of a giggle yet.
No, I don't imagine he has. Well, that's it then. I'm sorry about this, chaps. It looks as if for the next few days I shall be your sort of inspecting officer.
So we gathered.
Sir.
Well, it's not my fault. Admiral's orders and all that.
Oh, quite so, sir, quite so. It's just that from here on, some of us will stick together and some of us won't.
I'll be back soon.
Really?
We'll dress the ship overall, sir.
Now, look here, it's not my fault. I didn't ask for the beastly job.
No, sir?
No, I did not.
Just as you say, sir.
And there's no need to shout, sir.
I am not shouting. I am not shouting.
Just as you say, sir.
And stop saying just as you say, sir.
Just as you... Very good, sir.
You're shouting again, sir?
Oh, soggy scuppers to the pair of you.
Oh.
Well, lead on, flags. I'll get across to Captain Povey's office immediately.
Have a nice time, sir.
Don't forget to write, sir.
Down. Captain Povey's office, Lieutenant Murray speaking.
Oh, sorry, old man, wrong number.
Oh. Nothing I could...
No, not a thing, old man, no. Sorry to have bothered you.
Yum, bum, 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 yum.
Yes, sir?
Oh, any messages, Heather?
No, sir. Nothing has come in during the last 3 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that since I asked you.
No, sir, that was the time before. That was 4 minutes.
Really? How, time flies. Carry on.
I'll try, sir.
Bum, 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 yum, bum.
There are still no messages, sir.
No, I wondered, is there any mail for me to sign?
No, sir. Captain Povey insisted on clearing up everything before he went home. He issued full instructions, daily orders, signals referring to stores, fuel, ship states of readiness, everything. He did the lot, sir.
Oh, good. Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Yum, bum, bum.
Yes, sir.
Any coffee going, Heather?
That will be around at 11, sir.
11. Splendid. I shall look forward to that. Carry on.
I'd like to, sir. Sir?
Oh, do come in, Heather. I'm lonely.
I rather gathered that, sir. Shall I bring my notebook and pencil?
Yes, perhaps we could play noughts and crosses outside. Hello. How nice of you to call.
What was that?
Oh, who was that? I'm afraid.
This is Captain Povey. Put me through to whoever's taken over my office while I build, please.
Well, that's me, sir. Lieutenant Murray.
Lieutenant Murray. Yes! My clothes, quick! It's a national emergency!
Hello, sir.
Lieutenant Murray, don't touch anything. Don't sign anything. I'll be down in a...
No, it's quite all right, Captain Povey, sir. Everything's under control. I gather you attended to everything before you left, so there's nothing to worry about. You stay where you are. If any problems crop up, I'll phone you.
Oh, very well. As long as you promise. As the Admiral ordered me on sick leave, I suppose I'll have to stay. But mind you phone me.
Yeah, I will, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Good. And don't sign anything!
Sub-Lieutenant Phillips and CPO Pertwee to see you, sir.
Thank you, Heather. Now, about tonight, I thought we could pop down to, Oh.
Well, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Well, nothing much, sir. We just thought we'd see how you're getting on.
Lovely place you've got here, sir.
Wonderful view, isn't it? Carpet on the floor. Good quality, too.
Nothing but the best, sir.
Now, look here.
Mind you, the furniture isn't exactly of the period I would have chosen myself.
Nor me, Mr. Phillips. No. What's known in the trade as 1930 horrible, I believe.
He's got 2 phones.
And a portrait in diesel oil of Lord Nelson. And a signed photograph of Mrs. Povey.
Oh, yes, he has done well for himself, hasn't he?
Richly deserved rewards for services rendered, of course.
If you two have come here just to take the mickey...
We have.
Oh, really?
Amazing where being a toady can get you, isn't it, Chief?
I never cease to be astonished, sir.
I never asked for this job.
No?
No.
No.
Oh. Just as you say, sir.
And stop saying that. You must know I'm bored stiff. That's the trouble with a chap like old Thunderguts. When you take over his work, he's already done it.
How sad. One feels for you, sir.
Fortunately, it's not a problem that faces us, of course. We're still being worked off our feet, as usual.
Pertwee, to my certain knowledge, the last time you were... To my certain knowledge, the last time you were worked off your feet was at Mrs. Goodbody's kindergarten school. And even then, you were probably running some sort of racket with the morning milk.
All right, who talked? I'll bet it was Snodgrove Minor. He always was a shifty-eyed little...
Just as you say, Chief. Just as you say.
Well, come on, sir. What's the dirt? What are old Thundercut's little secrets, eh?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you must have found something in the desk drawer, sir.
No, certainly not. I'm not sort to pry.
Well, we are, sir. Let's have a quick butcher's. Come on, open them up. Won't take a minute, sir.
No, that'll do. Leave those drawers alone. I absolutely forbid you to open those...
God.
Good gracious.
Bag's eye our first rummage.
It's his toy box. It must be.
Look at this.
Mr. Phillips, put Captain Povey's yo-yo down at once.
Here, Mr. Phillips, sir. What? Here, I know, let's cut the string. Yeah, then when he whizzes it down, I'll have to race round the office after it.
Gentlemen, please. Hello?
Lieutenant Murray, why haven't you phoned me yet? What's going on? Yes!
It's all right, sir. I hadn't signed anything. We were just going through your toy drawer.
What?
I mean, sorry, wrong number.
Out, gentlemen, out. Yeah, but, sir, we haven't got to the bottom of the drawer yet. Who knows what gay, wear-out little novelties we might
out. When I need you, I'll send for you. Good morning.
But,
good
sir.
Morning.
The Admiral and his flag lieutenant are here, sir. They want to see you.
Show them in at once.
Aye, aye, sir. This way, Admiral. Lieutenant Marty will... Whoa! Really? You mind?
My fault. I got some ceremonial nonsense, so I had to wear my sword.
So I gathered, sir.
I got to review with some idiot from Whitehall, I believe. Flags, where are you?
Right beside you, sir.
Oh, Lord, so you are. What's your name again?
It's Claude Dingle, sir, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, that's life.
You wanted to see me, sir?
What? Oh, yes. I've got something here you'd better deal with. Some unidentified craft has sent a signal requesting a tow. Engines packed up or something. She's not far off, so you'd better send somebody out to investigate and tow the fools in.
Aye, sir. Did she give her position, sir?
Yes, it's all written down here. No need to panic. I'll do them good to drift for a bit. Carry on.
Left hand down a bit.
Left hand down a bit it is, sir.
Must make a change for you to be up here on the bridge, Lieutenant Queeg, sir, instead of down below in the engine room.
Oh, it does that. Mind you, I'd hate to have to tell you whether I'm more baffled by the mechanical gubbins or whatever we've got up here, or by the incredible mass of engineering rubbish or whatever it is we've got down below.
Mr. Queeg, sir, as our engineer officer, sir, you must know that most of the mechanical gubbins that we've got up here is designed to tell you what action is needed in the engine room, sir.
Oh, is that a fact? Well, I'm glad you told me. All along, I've always thought there should be some form of communication between us. I mean, it's odd that the lad down there in the engine room who understands all these technical things hasn't mentioned this before. Of course, he's probably meant to, but we've not seen all that much of each other lately. In fact, nobody's seen much of him since last Tuesday, to be precise. You'll recall that was when we had the figgy duff pudding. Seems to have proved a sight too powerful for the lad altogether.
Lummy, if you're up here, who's down in the engine room?
Oh, the lad is. From time to time, that is. whenever he's got a moment, as the saying goes. Which doesn't seem to be very often, I'll admit. Even when he does manage to come back for a while, he seems that preoccupied, you know, you wouldn't credit it. You really wouldn't credit it. He has a sort of hunted look, if you know what I mean.
As one who also had the figgy duff pudding, sir, yes, I do know.
Well, the trouble was, he had 2 helpings, you see. Well, a helping and a half, to be exact. As I understand it, halfway through the second helping, the first helping struck. As I say, we've seen very little of the lad since. From time to time, he... From time to time, he sort of sends his regards, you know.
Isn't that thoughtful?
Yes, very so. Especially when he's got so much on his mind already. I beg pardon, sir. We're almost on station, sir.
Oh, thank you, Chief. Slow ahead, both.
Slow ahead, both of you, sir.
Amazing, amazing. Is that all there is to it? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd never have believed it. Of course, as I have, I'll have to. But if I hadn't, I wouldn't have done, so it's just as well as I have, isn't it? At least I'll know another time, if I haven't forgotten again by then, whenever it is. If that makes sense to you. I hope it does, because I may want it explained to me later on.
Oh, it was perfectly clear. What you just said was that if you'd seen it, then you'd never believed it.
Right.
As you haven't, you don't have to. No. As you haven't, you wouldn't if you did, because you haven't, and if you had...
Yeah, stone me now. I've got 2 of them.
Is that a fact? 2 of them? Our congratulations to both of you.
Oh, well, please help.
A bridge, Sub-Lieutenant Phillips here.
Starboard lookout here, sir. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. Drunk with power yet?
What? Now, look here, Goldstein.
Must be jolly tempting, really. What with the captain away and Mr. Murray on shore. Well, you've got the whole lot to yourself, haven't you?
Goldstein.
I mean, you could steam off behind the Iron Curtain if you wanted. Good money they pay for frigates, so I hear. Incidentally, sir, while we're chatting, oughtn't Mr. Murray ordering us to sea to look for this stranded boat, isn't it? Asking for trouble, I'd have thought. Can't see him getting his feet under the Admiral's table like this. We're bound to drop him in the slag heap, aren't we, sir?
Goldstein.
Sir?
What do you want?
Well, I was just thinking, sir, we must be very nearly on station by now, seeing as the engines have stopped.
We are. What about it?
Well, where's this ship that wants a tow, sir? There's nothing out here but us.
Are you sure? We can't be all that far away. Hey, just a tick. Pertwee.
Sir?
I didn't order stop engines, did I?
No, sir, but now you come to mention it, they have, sir.
Well, now then. As engineering officer, I get the feeling that any minute now you'll both be looking accusingly at me.
That is quite possible, sir.
Uh-huh.
I presume the lad down below has decided that the figgy duff pudding has demanded priority over keeping our engines.
That's more than likely. Although in fairness to the lad, I feel I should point out that it's more than likely that he never had any real choice.
Well, let's hope he'll be back soon, because I've just noticed something which might explain why there's nobody floating about out here but us.
What's that?
Mr. Phillips, sir, would this signal be the correct bearings we're supposed to steam to?
Yeah, so what about it? We're at the correct longy thing and Letty what's it?
Not quite, sir. No, look, you've reversed them. Look, the longitude we're on should be our latitude. And the latitude we're on should be our longitude.
Oh. That does make a difference, I suppose.
Yes, sir, it does. In fact, the difference is it makes a quite multitude.
Yes, well, I suppose we'd better send a signal to Mr. Murray and tell him there's nothing to worry about. We do seem to be in the wrong place and our engines have packed up.
Yeah, very good, sir. But when we get back, I doubt if he'll express his gratitude.
Right, Heather, let's get back to the wall map or I'll get confused. Now, let's see. The green flags are destroyers, blue flags are frigates, the red one is an aircraft carrier.
And if you want just one more pin for a flag, I'll have to ask you to turn your back while I get it, sir.
I just don't understand it. Practically the whole fleet is stranded and waiting for a tow. Must be sabotage.
Captain Povey's office?
This is Captain Povey. What the place is going on?
Well, quite a bit, actually, sir. Would you like to speak to Lieutenant Murray?
I most certainly would. Put him on.
Captain Povey for you, sir.
Hello, sir. Lovely day.
Mr. Murray, what the blazes is going on? I just looked out of my bedroom window and there isn't a ship in the dockyard.
Oh, well, it's rather a long story, sir. We can't understand it ourselves. It all started when I had to send Troutbridge out to tow in a ship in distress.
I might have guessed that. What happened?
Well, if you're sitting comfortably, sir, I'll begin. Troutbridge sailed to the wrong position and ran out of fuel. So I sent the destroyer Makepeace out to tow her back, and another frigate to locate and tow in the ship in distress.
Go on.
Well, I've hardly started, sir. Makepeace and Troutbridge collided trying to get a tow line aboard and requested 2 more ships to tow them back. At the same time, the other frigate I'd sent to tow back the distress ship signaled that she'd also run out of fuel and needed a tow.
What?
And from then on, it's sort of built. Every ship I've sent out to tow back another ship because she's run out of fuel has run out of fuel herself and requested another ship to tow her back, which in turn has also run out of fuel.
No, good grief. I knew something like this would happen.
In fact, according to the wall map, sir, it looks rather as if the entire home fleet is stranded at sea awaiting a tow. With one exception, that is.
What exception?
Yes, sir. Troutbridge managed to thumb a lift back from a civilian tug.
No. This is ludicrous. How could they possibly all have run out of fuel? I saw to it all myself before I went on sick leave. I distinctly remember it.
It is a bit of a teaser, isn't it, sir?
A bit of a... But what? I am coming down at once and don't do anything. And above all, don't let Troutbridge put to sea again under any circumstances, even if it's global war.
Aye, aye, sir. WREN Chasen.
Yes, sir?
Move the flag marked Captain Povey from his home to his office. He's on his way.
Well, I can't say I'm all that surprised.
Gentlemen, please. Order! Order!
Allow me, Captain Povey, sir.
Belt up! Thank you, Chief. Now, I intend to get to the bottom of this. I intend to find out why every ship in the fleet ran out of fuel when I gave strict instructions for all ships to be refueled before I had to go on sick leave. Of course, I know what it is. It's slackness, failure to pay attention to detail, and slovenly attitude. Well, I don't intend to let it rest there. I shall put in a full report on this to...
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Merrivale, the Director of Naval Expenditure, and the Admiral are here.
What?
Out of my way, woman. I can't spend all day because of...
No!
Take my sword. It'll get me in the Sunday papers before I finish.
Admiral, if you insist on handing over your sword, get a signature for it, for pity's sake. They cost money, and as Director of Naval Expenditure, money is a very rude word.
Oh, shut up. Povey, is this supposed to be some sort of joke?
Joke, sir?
As captain of the destroyer Makepeace, I would like to say...
No, you wouldn't, Commander Sergeant, sir. Not at all, sir, no.
Oh, wouldn't I, old wash basin? Oh, well, perhaps you're right. Carry on.
Oh, so very kind. And as the Padre of HMS Troutbridge, I would like to say that as a humble layman, I have no idea what went awry, but I do have every confidence. Every confidence.
Gentlemen, please, I think the Admiral wishes to speak. However, sir, I would like to say that this particular situation had nothing to do with me. Acting under orders from yourself, sir, I had to take sick leave. I was more than willing to stagger on in the cause of duty, but you insisted
Nothing to do with you. Povey, are you out of your tiny navy blue mind? You caused this mess.
Me, sir?
Yes, you, sir. Is this or is this not your signature?
Yes, sir. It's in order to the fleet to refuel.
Refuel, you aspirin-filled clown. You ordered the fleet to defuel. What? Read it for yourself. From Captain Povey to all ships home fleet. All ships to defuel immediately.
Admiral, please, I was sick, sir, to feel my pulse. Here's a thermometer. If you just place it under my tongue, you'd see real
shut your porthole. Mr. Merrivale and I were supposed to review the fleet. Thanks to you, all we have to gawp at is Troutbridge and a couple of rowing boats.
Excuse me, sir, but there's an urgent signal from the distress ship, sir. They're still waiting for someone to give them a tow.
Lieutenant Murray, put to sea in Troutbridge at once. There's a ship requiring a tow. And for pity's sake, make sure you have enough fuel before you sail. There's plenty about.
Plenty about, I'll say there is. The dockyard tanks are so overstocked, there are diesel lorries waiting to deliver, parked all the way up Gosport High Street. The police are going potty.
No, gentlemen, please, honey, do something. I'll sign for anything. Get that ship in tow. I'm relying on you. I'll sign for anything.
Leave it to us, sir. Leave it to us.
Jon Pertwee, Leslie Phillips and Stephen Murray have been doing a mischief to the Navy Lark, written by Lawrie Wyman. Jon Pertwee was the Chief Petty Officer, Leslie Phillips was the Sub-Lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number 1. Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldicot, Heather was Heather Chasen, Lieutenant Dingle was Michael Bates, Lieutenant Queeg was Ronnie Barker, and the Admiral was Tenniel Evans. The show was produced by Alastair Scott Johnston. The Navy Lark was presented by the BBC.